guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Moss Nissan, Newport Richey, Florida. And guess what? We are sticking true to our word that we will bring all trims of the different models. And this is what I have right here. This is a 2023 Nissan Sentra. This is your base entry trim known as the Sentra S. But before we get into this compact car that might bring a lot of value for your money, let's talk about what's going on here. The Sentra. It's been in Nissan's lineup for decades. It is that competitor against the Corolla, the Civic, the Mazda 3, the Kia Forte, and of course, the Hyundai Elantra. Now, what's interesting is that Nissan's been going through their lineup. They've been doing redesigns. They've been doing other features. This one is going to be a little bit of a different type of review because we got to really stick to our guns and compare apples to apples. We're not going to go up against a fully loaded Civic hatchback or a fully loaded Toyota Corolla. We need to go base model compared to base model. So let's find out, is this the best base model compact car that you could buy for the money, especially when you're looking at the Corolla or the Civic or the Mazda 3? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, the color. I am a fan of metallic silver, and it's one of those colors that if you're looking for low maintenance, this is a perfect low maintenance color. At the front of the business, you'll see that updated headlight style. We do have non-LED headlights and turn signal. And working your way down, you do have this trim on the lower portion. I don't mind it because it's not trying to look like a fake vent or anything like that. And obviously, if you go up a higher trim, you can get fog lamps as well. But nice that you get at least the same setup on the headlight housing as you do the higher trims that do have LED lighting. Now, when we come across the grille shape, you do get a sporty style with that V-Motion grille. Chrome V-Motion with the gloss black, your Nissan badge in the center, and then you do have functionality on the lower portion, which is flat black. And I like the way they brought some of this color match silver into the center. But let me know what you think. Looking out the front, do you like this better than the new Civic? And do you like it better than the new Corolla or the Mazda 3? Let me know down in that comment section. Now, as we rise up onto the low slung hood, very clean design, and this thing really does look like a mini Altima. Whereas the other brands, a Corolla doesn't look like a mini version of a Camry. A Civic does not look like a mini version of a Honda Accord. This definitely looks like a mini version of the Altima. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working? Wheel and tire setup. Because this is a base model, you are getting hubcaps. So you have steel wheels, 16-inch behind the hubcap. Now think about this. If this is going to be a first car, if this is going to be a daily driver, you curb one of these, you just get a replacement. They're not expensive. They're easy to put on. 1, 2, 3. And with a 16-inch tire, it's cheaper. So when it goes for use of vehicle, this is going to get more bang for your buck. 205 on the width, 60 series sidewall. Everything else is clean. Let me know if you're okay with this hubcap. Now, on the competition, they have hubcaps as well. Civic and the Mazda 3 and the Corolla all have hubcaps at the base model. Now, when you come down the side, you do get color match on the mirror caps, which is a nice touch. They could have just went flat black. You have some bright, shiny metalwork only along the bottom, and everything is painted from top to the bottom end when you're looking at the side of the vehicle. Now, coming towards the rear, just like the bigger brother, the Altima, you get that unique style to the taillights. Taillights are LED, but you have, of course, the old-fashioned light bulb on the turn signal. Nissan badge, your Sentra badge, and then working our way down, just a clean lower bumper area. I guess the one thing I would zonk is this fake vent thing. Just make it all silver and make it smooth. I don't know why that has to be there, but why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk horsepower of the Sentra S. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. All of the compact cars have prop rods. Underneath the hood, that's what a modern day engine looks like without an engine cover. You have all your hoses, your tubes, your wires. But what are we exactly looking at? You're looking at a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4 that's putting out 149 horsepower, 146 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a CVT, But guess what? Civic is a CVT, Corolla is a CVT. The only car that's not a CVT out of the ones that I mentioned is a Mazda 3 that has a 6-speed automatic. The vehicle weighs 3,122 pounds, and you're looking at 0 to 60 in a sluggish 9 seconds. Top speed is governed to right around 110 miles per hour. MPGs is where you're gonna be the real winner. 28 in the city, 37 on the highway. So, like the competition, having naturally aspirated 4 cylinders, this one has one as well. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see this Sentra roll. All right, guys, we're inside this base Nissan Sentra S. Like I said, I like to try to bring all the trims. Not everybody could just buy the highest trim or wants to buy the highest trim. But I'm sure you're asking yourself, well, Joe, I've seen the outside, I've seen under the hood. I need to know what the interior brings because I'm about to pull the trigger on buying my very first car, and I want to get the most for my money. So how much is this? Very good question. MSRP is $21,000. Not a lot of cars that are $21,000, considering that the average new car is around $40,000 to $50,000. But let's see what you get for your hard-earned money to the door panels. The great news is clean style on the door panels. Soft touch material up top. I do like the contrast stitching and the soft material in the center. You do have some faux carbon fiber. I'm okay with it. I'm going to let it slide at this price point. Soft material on the armrest. Door pocket is a decent size. You could get probably 2 7-Eleven hot dogs and a couple of those pickles in a bag that you find at convenience stores, and a nice strawberry milkshake to wash it all down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, same thing. Soft touch material, clean on the style. Infotainment system is on the small side, but it is comparable to what you're going to get in the competition. It is full color, which is nice, and it is a touchscreen. It's a 7-inch system. I throw it into reverse. Backup camera takes up all 7 inches. It's a little grainy, and you do have trajectory lines, which is nice. But like I said, let's keep apples to apples comparison here. Coming back down, I do like the way they did the AC vents. You have your standard AC controls. Down below, you got a little area for at least 6 Twinkies, aux jack, USB-A, and a 12-volt. Start-stop button is conveniently placed. This is going to control your CVT transmission. 2 cup holders. You do have the old-fashioned Noah's Ark key fob. Noah actually had this when he started up his Ark. You got a little place for a couple atomic fireballs. Soft material with the stitching looks good. Open it up, and you could easily put in there, I would say, probably about 32 NES games. So that's nice to keep those in there. Just remember, before you go to play your NES game, blow in it and then put it into the game system. Seats are cloth. I do like the way they did the stitching and the 2 different types of material. Of course, it's manual adjustment on the passenger, manual adjustment on the driver, and don't even ask me about a sunroof at $21,000. But why don't you come over here? I got a flat bottom steering wheel in this base Sentra I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. I promised you a flat bottom steering wheel. I'm going to show you one. There's your manual seat controls, just like the passenger side. At this price point, that's acceptable. I do like the amount of room in here. They do have a very high ceiling. I'm 6 feet tall, and I feel like I got plenty of room. Steering wheel, there it is, your flat bottom. It is that Rubbermaid style material. It will probably outlast all of us here on the planet, but it's just, you know, at this price point, don't expect leather or vinyl or anything like that. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then you have your small digital display in the center, 5 inches in size, analog tech, speedometer, coolant, and fuel gauge. Nothing else to write home about, but that's to be expected at this price point. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the back seat, because I can't wait to show you how this drives in this Sentra. All right, guys, back seat time, and this Sentra really is the true definition of bare bones. What can you put in the back seat? A couple people. That's about it. There's no pockets behind the driver or the passenger. No connectivity whatsoever, not even an aux jack or a 12-volt back here. Seats are comfortable though, so that's the good news, and you got plenty of room, just like I had up front, plenty of room in the back seat, no center armrest, but like I said, this is a $21,000 vehicle. Why don't we go ahead, let's get in the trunk, and then see how much room we have in this Sentra S. All right guys, trunk space, I already popped the trunk, lift it up, you're gonna be greeted to a generous, almost 15 cubic feet of space. The rear seats do fold down 60-40 split, which is nice, and you do get a spare, which is another thing that seems to be going the way of the dodo bird. So nice to have the spare, nice to have all that trunk space, but why don't we go ahead, if you're ready, I'm ready, let's see how well this new Sentra S drives compared to the competition. Let's go on throttle in this Nissan. All right guys, we're inside this 2023 Nissan Sentra. Wanted to really have the camera angle so that you could see how you would be sitting in this vehicle. You do have a sport mode by hitting the button on the back of the shifter. And like I said, this is the type of car that is that great A to B vehicle, gonna get some great gas mileage, and to help keep more money in your wallet, it's got that lower price point. But going down the road, I mean, it does exactly what you want it to. Seats are comfortable. Visibility is great. You do have blind spot monitoring, emergency brake assist, so you are getting some good safety features. And getting to everything is well within reach. It's very well organized in here. And just overall, it's a good driving vehicle. On throttle. So you are getting quite a buzz from the 4-cylinder, but it's gonna surprise you just how this thing handles. I do appreciate the handling of the vehicle, even with the smaller 16-inch wheels and tires on this thing. But like I said, for comparing it apples to apples, this does bring quite a bit of car for the money, especially when you're looking at the safety features like emergency brake assist. If you have a new driver in your house, that's going to be worth its weight in gold, because we all know that they're going to be distracted doing God knows what, even though they tell you they won't. This has those safety features that are going to help them be safe, even though they're not trying to be. But the cabin is fairly quiet, not a bunch of road noise or wind noise. I guess the big thing holding it back is that if you look at Honda, if you look at Toyota, their CVTs are much better than the CVT in this Nissan Sentra. But the trunk space is massive for a compact car. And just like I said, ease of operation, this one definitely checks off that box. All right, guys, let's do a on throttle from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go. So there's no simulated shifts, it just stays pegged at 6,000 RPM, which gives you that loud buzzing sound. But to be honest with you, I don't think many people are gonna go on throttle that often in this vehicle. I just like the way it rides down the road, and especially the handling. I mean, for a base model, the handling is actually quite responsive in this vehicle, which is nice. And I like the use of the softer materials up here compared to some of the other brands. But I'm hoping that this got a lot of questions answered for you for what you could expect to get for $21,000 from this new Nissan Sentra. We're gonna get back to Moss Nissan and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here at Moss Nissan. Definitely got to thank Christian and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2023 Nissan Sentra S. Let me know what you think. Does Nissan do the base compact sedan the best compared to the Civic, the Mazda 3, or the Corolla? Let me know your choice down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. We'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rides family. Of course, we need to give it up. Stephen Flood Photography. He will film anything, whether it's got 4 wheels, 2 wheels, or 18 wheels. He actually filmed a replica of the Optimus Prime truck from the Transformers movie. So show him some love in the comment section. Let's go Autobots. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.